Podcast, The Rhythm. Go live, Vegas on the screen, feeling the flow, so pristine. Boom, as the beats align, electric dreams, they intertwine.
Hello, happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to Start Trekin in Vegas. I am your hostess, Goldie Vegas, and I'm here with my good friend, Allie Ingman from the USS Las Vegas. She is sitting in for Steven today. Y'all, Steven had a scheduling conflict. He is doing very well. He just could not be here today. So thank you so much, Allie, for being here. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
So before we get started, I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. First and foremost, our producer, Go Live Vegas. Yay! You can, woo woo! You guys rock! All right, you can check out Go Live Vegas on their website their website is golive.vegas, but they are at Go Live Vegas on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. So we are live on all of those platforms. We are also live on Star Trekin in Vegas Facebook page and Star Trekin in Vegas YouTube channel. Okay, so there's lots of different ways to watch. And definitely check out Go Live Vegas because they have a lot of different things that they do. We actually are going to be out at First Fridays in Las Vegas. I won't be with them on First Friday in February, but I will be with them First Friday in March. And so we go out and we talk to people on the streets during an art festival here in Las Vegas called First Fridays. So please, please, please check out Go Live Vegas. They're a really awesome studio here in town. Also, our other sponsor is Goldsmith Realty Group, where your dreams are golden. In any part of the universe, we can assist you with real estate. Please just reach out and let me know what you're looking for. We actually have a new listing. It is a beautiful townhome right in the center of fabulous Las Vegas. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhome, and it is on the market for $289,500. And we have a little video tour. All right, so Go Live Vegas did make that video for me, and it's a really great video. So if you are a realtor and you're looking to create a video for your latest listing, please reach out to Go Live Vegas. Okay, so our first guest is a makeup artist by the name of John Paladin, who was actually on our very first episode. So we thought that we would celebrate our friend John, who agreed to be on our first episode by being on our 1-year anniversary episode. So let's please welcome John.
Howdy.
Hey! Okay, so we do have a video from the Star Trek convention last year that we want to show that we have some clips of you doing some Klingon makeup for two fabulous ladies that you transformed by the name of Goldie Vegas and Jessica Knight. So we're going to show that little video really quick.
I am Kajef. And I am Larak. We are the daughters of the House of Kagol. We have murdered the son of Mo, and we are looking for the son of Worf.
It's for my pets. Yeah, that's the ticket. It's for my pets.
It's for my makeup. Yeah, sure it is. So where do you live? In L.A.?
Me?
Yeah.
Detroit
Oh,
area.
Detroit. Oh, okay.
And I gotta get a picture of it too.
Press it down first.
No, just stand there.
Yeah, this looks more natural.
Come get the picture.
I have video too, so video's going.
Oh, where's my phone?
Yeah, thank you. You're all set.
When are you going home?
We should be looking for something. What are we looking for? We have the head of Worf. We are now looking for Alexander.
Yeah. I have eyelashes. Should we do eyelashes? I'm good.
Okay, I think it's
She's the one that supplied the wig.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You know, I looked at it and I said, I said, oh, John, that looks like a runway model or something. It's nice and
That's an
smooth.
Antorian wig I wear.
And then I put it on, or he put it on. Yeah, you know him?
Yeah, he did our makeup.
You can't be trusted. But and it looked great.
Oh, good.
Did you see it? Were you here last night?
No, we weren't here, but I saw pictures.
Yeah, it looked great.
Nice. Well, good. I'm glad I was able to help out.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
She's giving you or selling you the wig.
I was like, you recognize Goldie.
Yeah. Oh, that's Goldie. When you got all that on, how much did you know that's you?
I was like, of course people know it's me. I don't know.
No.
Have fun.
You should have. Well, it is kind of golden, more golden hair, isn't it? Yeah. But are there any? You should just totally blonde then.
I know. That was an option. That's okay.
There's
Next
very
year.
few, there's zero blonde Klingon.
I know, I could be the one.
Yeah, it could be
The one
the
and
one.
only.
And then I would know. There's Goldie with the golden blonde hair. Yes.
Girl, it's nice to see you.
Wait.
We're not really sure.
Can I use one of your phones to take a picture?
Kind of started gathering on both sides.
Oh, you're holding the head.
We killed Worf and we're going to kill Alexander too.
Have you shown Michael Dorn that yet?
No, we haven't seen him.
Okay, because he's here.
This is probably from the 90s. It's vintage.
Yeah. Is it a lunchbox? What is it exactly?
I guess it opens and it's like you are not allowed in here or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If I was Michael Dorn, I would be frightened to see that. I'd be a little upset for selling my head as a lunchbox.
I'm sure it's licensed.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's nice to see you.
You too.
Have fun.
Have a good day.
You too.
Oh, right. Good.
It is a good day to die.
That's Goldie.
Okay. All right, let me give you a hug. I don't want nobody killing me.
No, it's a joke. It's not serious. It's nice to see you.
To knock you all out at the same time.
My sister in the hospital. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Jess. I'm Laura.
I'm Surah.
Oh my God! Sorry, I got lost. How are you? She knows you from the Caribbean.
You probably don't remember, but it was just the two of you in there, and like I was late to the photo op, and I really appreciated it. And the park was such a great.
Hold up one with the hat off, too.
Oh, kapla. Thank you, Go Live Vegas, for that amazing video. John, had you seen that before?
No, that was for the first time.
That was so much fun. What is that weekend like for you? Do you sleep at all?
Oh, yeah. I get some sleep, but it's a crazy weekend. It depends on how many of the fans want to get into makeup. Who are the guests at the con that I'm putting into makeup? Bob and JG. If they're there, they usually get into makeup, and then when I get the chance, I never turn it down. Michael Westmore likes me to work with him on stage, and
Nice.
I will never say no to Michael Westmore.
Oh, right on. I totally understand that. So what was the how many fans makeups did you do that weekend? Do you remember?
I don't count. It just sometimes in Vegas there's more than others. This past Vegas, it was pretty busy every day of the con.
That's good. What was the biggest convention you went to in 2024?
It would have to be Vegas.
Oh, okay. I've only been to the Las Vegas Star Trek convention. I've never been to any other convention. I mean, I go to like the Rockabilly convention, but as far as like Comic Con or Dragon Con, have you been to any of those, Allie?
No, not recently. My very first convention was actually, I was turning 13 years old, and it was the 5th anniversary of Next Gen.
Oh, wow.
So I had to make sure to go see the 30th anniversary reunion panel a couple of years ago here
nice.
at Vegas because it was like, wow.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, that was my first, and then I was a couple of years after that. I was at the Grand Slam convention at in Pasadena.
Yeah.
So,
John, do you have a favorite convention? Is Star Trek Las Vegas is Star Trek Las Vegas your favorite convention?
It's the biggest. I really don't have a favorite. They each one stands on its own as far as being what it is, the entertainment, the city that it's in, the ambience. I enjoy them all.
And you've been going to conventions for a long time, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
So when was your first convention, for your first Star Trek convention? Do you remember?
It was Camp Dover Peace Conference in just outside of Dover, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
I was in a fan club at that time, Klingon
nice.
fan club.
Oh, that's cool. What year was that?
I'm lucky I can remember what I had for breakfast this morning. I can tell you that Next Gen was still on the air when I went there.
So in the 90s, right? Yeah. Well, Generations was 1994.
Yeah.
So I think it was like TNG, Voyager, and Deep Space Nine were all on air in 96, all three at the same time.
Well, except for Next Gen.
Yeah, this was early.
Next Gen went off the air in May of 94.
Oh,
and then
okay.
Generations came out in November.
Oh, well, TNG started in the 80s.
Yeah, 87.
87. So you think it was an 80s?
It was after 91, I know that.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Very cool. Well, Allie, you had a question that you wanted to ask.
Yeah, well, I had two real quick ones. One was, I know you're like specialized in Klingon makeup. Have you done any other kinds? Any other aliens? Have you had requests for any other aliens at the conventions?
Yeah, I also do Casey Biggs makeup when he gets into his character, his Cardassian
oh, that's
character
so cool.
when he comes to Vegas. And let's see. Oh, Robin Curtis. We do her up as Sabbath. And then of course Ferengis, Ram and Nog, and of course Nog has left us, but Ram's still around, still do his makeup, and we're just having fun with it.
Nice.
Chase Masterson, the Bajoran. Yeah.
What about any like Borg, like 7 of 9 implants? Do you do that?
I got 7 and 9 pieces. I put a lot of other fans into the 7 and 9 stuff.
I was
the Borg. I've done a couple of the Borg. Yeah.
I was trying to do 7 of 9 as from Picard era, where she just has the eyepiece and the little thing over here, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have him do it. And then you were on stage at the time, and my photo op was coming up, so I was like, I got my friend to loan me some of the spirit gum, and it worked great for about 5 minutes, and then I was sweating waiting in line for the thing, and it just, I was like, someone help, and then I watched the thing just completely slide off my face.
Oh my goodness.
It was
people learn the hard way about spirit gum.
Yeah.
I realized I should have had a trial run before I
so you have some Klingon gauntlets for sale, right?
Yeah, I started making them again. I made them a long time ago. The gauntlets that Bob wears on stage, I made those.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I just finished a pair of those.
Oh, nice. They look really great. They're really beautiful. What's the? Do you know what it says? Isn't that Klingon?
It's Klingon for "There's no towels in the men's room."
Perfect.
I don't know. I got no idea.
Okay, so I have your Facebook post on the screen, and and it is $55 per set. Or was that just your first 4 sets? Have you sold those already?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah. It's 55 plus postage and handling. But tell you what, if anybody wants a pair, they can message me on Facebook and tell me that they saw on your podcast here.
Okay. Cool. Can we share that on our Facebook page?
Sure.
Okay, and so you said you don't really count how many people's makeup you do. Do you have any idea how many Klingon foreheads you make a year?
I don't make the foreheads. They're made for me.
Okay.
As far as putting people into makeup, I don't know. It couldn't be more than 50. You know, it depends.
I mean, that seems like
Ebbs
a
and
lot. There's a
flows.
lot of Klingons walking around the Rio, you know.
If you mean just at Vegas.
Oh yeah. Okay. So for the whole year. Sorry
Maybe
about that.
I think the most I did one year was 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's such a fun convention. I mean, like, for a long time, my favorite thing to do was just to do cosplay at the Star Trek convention. That was always my favorite aspect of it. Now it's more like seeing my friends that I've made over the years. So do you have any other projects that you wanted to promote today?
Well, I don't know. Today I learned I'll be back in Iowa in June at Riverside. I go there every year and at their convention. It's a smaller convention, but the entire town gets involved. Riverside, of course, is the future birthplace of James T. Kirk.
That's awesome. Well, cool. So hopefully,
So they have a lot of fun with it.
That's good. Does anybody know about how many people go to like the Star Trek Las Vegas convention? I've heard different numbers.
I've heard all different numbers. I've heard anywhere from 5,000 to 15,000. I think it really depends on how they do the math. Because, like, I found out one time, they're like, oh, yeah, San Diego Comic-Con gets whatever. Well, it's like, they'll say, oh, on the first day, there was 5,000 people. On the second day, there was 5,000. And on the third day, there was 5,000. So that's really only 5,000 people. But they'll be like, oh, yeah, 15,000 in attendance.
Yeah, per day. So I wonder, like, how many people are at that Riverside convention compared to, like, Las Vegas?
Oh, nowhere near that much. It's a small town.
I've heard the
You're
smaller
talking maybe
conventions
in
are
the
a lot.
hundreds. But it's a lot of fun. There's an outside band, outside curio stands, there's food. There's a dancing platform out there. They have costume contest, and then there's a model making contest.
Nice. Cool. Oh, that sounds like
And they have a
fun.
museum.
Very cool. Well, maybe somebody watching today will be like, oh, I saw you on Goldie's YouTube series, Star Trek in Vegas.
Yeah, good.
Talking about Riverside Convention. I don't know that I'm going to make it up there this year, but it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have any more questions?
And there's a casino there.
Are you a gambler?
I've been known to break even at the slot machine.
I had just one other question. In all the makeup that you do for not so much for the actors, but especially the fans, do you ever get somebody who has like a latex allergy or a something allergy and they want you to still do prosthetics or pieces?
That's the first question I ask anybody that gets in my chair. Do you have allergy to latex? If they say yes, there's a good chance I'm not doing their makeup because I don't know to what degree the allergy is. The only thing you can use on someone with a latex allergy is silicone, but you're still using the silicone adhesive to glue on a hot foam forehead, which is latex.
So if you have an allergy
No, I do
to
have
latex,
the
body
the-
paints.
I
is the moral
have the
of story.
Spock ears that are made out of gelatin, and I put them on with silicone adhesive, and no one would have a problem with that.
Nice.
Good to know.
Right on. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come on the show. And,
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. And we appreciate
thank you.
Yeah, and we'll see you in August.
Well, you know,
hopefully.
the Vulcans always say live long and prosper, but you got to remember what the Klingons say. Drop dead and fester.
You bring honor to your house, sir. Well, thank you so
But
much.
Fester
Are
is
you
the only
coming
one they know. They don't know anybody else in the Addams family, so I can't tell you.
Yeah. Oh.
I'll wait.
Are you coming to Vegas in August?
We'll see. I haven't heard.
Oh, okay. You'll be there. Like, you're not going to be there. Well, I think
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll stay in touch. I might ask you to do my makeup again. I'm thinking about doing weddings at the Rio this year, and I could do Klingon weddings because I'm a marriage officiant.
There you go.
I have my marriage officiant license, so I was just like, well, maybe I could sell some Star Trek weddings this year and be productive.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I hope you're staying warm.
Trying to. Thanks for having me on. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll see you in Vegas.
Yes, hopefully. Kapla.
Hopla.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Cool. Well, that's so nice of him to join us today. And it's so nice of you to join. I'm so grateful that you decided to come today.
Happy to be here.
So let's talk about Allie real quick. I met Allie probably 14 years ago.
June of 2010. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So this summer will be our 14-year anniversary.
Yeah. 15. I mean.
Oh yeah, it's 2025.
2025.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. So we met each other through the USS Las Vegas Star Trek fan club, which I'm a big fan of. It's a good group, and I'm not as active as you are. So if you want to update us on the goings on of the USS Las Vegas, any projects you got going on?
Yeah, I am first officer of the USS Las Vegas. I'm also sort of the unofficial social director.
Yeah, you plan a lot of parties.
The way I see it is you get into something what you put out of it. And if you just want to come for dinner once a month to hang out, that's great. But if you want a deeper connection with people and with other fans, then, take part in the stuff we do. I do a lot of, I try to do game nights. I do viewing parties. Just recently we watched Section 31. I had 2 people join me, so that was fun.
Oh, that's cool.
And, yeah. And then, so I do watch parties. We try to do a lot of, like, charitable work.
Yeah. How much money did you raise for the food bank this year?
Last year, in 2024,
last year, sorry.
we raised, I believe, $2,500.
Oh, that's great.
For 3 Square Food Bank.
That's amazing. Yay. That's so cool.
1,200 of it, I think, was at the convention, actually.
Yeah, we doubled from last year. It was $600.
Yeah, so
and this year we made $1,200.
It's really neat because I was sharing with somebody that I made this can I was passing around, and I was sharing with somebody that what the can was for, and they was from a different fan club, and here in Vegas, and he doesn't necessarily get along so well with some of our other leaders, but he's he likes me, and he's like, hey, he's like, give it to me. I'll get you some donations.
That's
and
cool.
he did. I want to say he got us like $60 in like an hour. So yeah, that was
the
cool.
Star Trek convention goers, they're so generous.
Right.
And then don't you collect like the leftover food that people didn't eat and donate it?
We did. We're trying to get a more organized thing set up. We did it one year. The only issue with that is the food bank itself doesn't want to take a lot of anything where the package is open. They don't want to take it. So you gotta have a whole. You get like, let's say there's a package of 12 peanut butter and crackers.
Yeah.
11 peanut butter and crackers are unopened.
Yeah.
But because the package is open, they don't want us to donate it to them.
Oh, okay.
You can donate it to other partners of theirs who will hand it out to the homeless and
That's
you know,
good.
those who need it. So yeah, we've done that. The other thing we like to try to do is various walks to support different things. One of the things we've done the last couple of years is the Pan Can Walk. Purple Stride. It's for pancreatic cancer awareness. As I'm sure a lot of Star Trek fans might know, pancreatic cancer has touched a lot of the Star Trek actors themselves.
No, I had no idea.
Armin Shimmerman, who plays Quark, his wife Kitty is Kitty Swink. She's a 2 or 3 time, I think, survivor of pancreatic cancer. Yeah, and then Jonathan Frakes, Commander Riker on Next Gen, his brother Daniel passed away at a relatively early age. They were only a couple of years apart, but he passed away like, I don't know how many years ago.
Yeah.
So he was pretty young. And when you go to do the pancreatic cancer walk, they give you a little thing. Who are you walking for?
Aww.
And a lot of the people in our club actually have lost people to pancreatic cancer.
Oh, wow.
And I don't personally know someone, so I made mine for Daniel. Because that was, for after, Jonathan Frakes' brother. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Keep me posted about the walks. I'm
I
interested
will.
in that.
Yeah.
So you look stunning.
Well, thank you.
I had a show last night with my band, and I did not get home until like 3:00 this morning. And so I did my hair, but then I was like, well, I'm just gonna pull a Pamela Anderson and not wear makeup today. And another justification I had was like, oh, well, Allie's probably not going to wear makeup. And then, Allie, you said you wore makeup because you thought I would have makeup on.
I wore makeup because Goldie's always dressed to the nines. Always got the killer makeup on.
And you've got gold eyeshadow and your red lipstick. You go, girl.
It's so funny. Like, you can't really see my eyebrows, but I have the weirdest eyebrows. I swear to God, it's like they go to here and then they just vanish. They're like blonde. They're like brown from here, and then they're just invisible blonde the rest of the way.
Well, I plucked and plucked and plucked, so I've got 90s eyebrows.
I like to try to highlight them a little bit and make them sort of like Romulan-esque.
I can tell. Yeah, they're a little pointy.
I like to do the pointy thing. And
that's perfect. You should have worn ears. Where are your ears?
I don't have ears, mainly because they would probably look absurdly huge on me. I have a real small face.
That's perfect. People see them.
So probably I'd tilt my head and they would fall right off.
Yeah, you just use some of that spirit gum, right? So you have some show and tell items.
Yes, I do. One of the things, I got this Star Trek cryptic. I got this for myself for Christmas. I love games. I love board games. I just love games.
Do you have a game night at your house?
I don't. I need one.
I have a Star Trek game I've been wanting to play. It's very vintage.
Oh, that's cool.
From, I think, the motion picture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the reason I picked this game, it can be played with one person.
Oh, interesting. I see it says Funko.
Yeah, it's actually by the Funko Pop, the company.
Well, open it up. Show us.
Pops. So basically, it's actually really cool, the design. I'm not sure this might even play a part later, but so this is the.
That's cool.
This is the. This is your logbook. This is where everything comes into play. This is full of puzzles. I I just completed the Telluride rescue.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, there's 3 ships that you serve on, and then you have this nice little tricorder. It comes with removable different little filters.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, there's different filters for it.
Wow, that's cool.
This one is for polaric radiation and EM radiation. There's also an infrared one, and then the hardest ones, the only puzzles I've not been able to solve where I had to cheat and look at the answer, were the ones that involve these isolinear chips.
Nice.
I'm not going to make a mess of the entire thing, but...
let me show the isolinear chips instead. Here.
I'm not going to make them...
cool. So wait, you're just sitting at home playing this thing by yourself?
Yeah. And
you go,
so
girl.
That's
like me. I sit at home, I play my saxophone and sew.
So I started it in January 1st, I believe, New Year's Eve. And basically I've been playing a couple per night. I'll do a couple puzzles. Some are easier than others. But I'm not going to take it out, but this whole little organizer thing that's keeps everything together in the box, you take everything out, you flip it upside down, and that's where the challenge comes in with the isolinear chips. Each one corresponds to like a different pattern, and reading the pattern, which is totally different in the book, you have to figure out how to move the isolinear chips in what sequence, and then it corresponds to a letter, and then you solve the puzzle through the letters.
Wow. I mean, they think of everything. This thing is cool.
Yeah, you serve on 3 different ships. I was lieutenant. Let me see.
I thought about bringing my game to one of the meetings because the meeting doesn't start until 7, and from 6 to 7 we're just kind of socializing. So I was like, maybe I'll bring my game one night and we could play
that'd be
a round of that game, because I bought it a couple years ago and it was really cheap and it's so vintage. And my friend was like, "Don't buy that," and I'm like, I don't really buy a lot of stuff at the convention anymore. Back when I first started going, I did. But now, if I find something that's vintage and, cheaply priced, I'm going to buy it.
This game, what happens, how you score points or whatever, like each puzzle is worth X amount of merits. Your little Starfleet credits right here.
That's amazing.
And so at the end of my at the end of being on my first ship, I had, I believe, 22, and so I was lieutenant junior grade. And I think one more, I would have made full lieutenant.
Nice.
And so it just depends. If you get everything right, you wound up captain a lot sooner than.
Wow, that's cool.
So, yeah.
That looks like fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, let's see. I have an agenda. Let's see. Oh, we have some photos from the auctions. Can we see those? So I have some old photos from 2010 when Allie and I first met, because I was like, surely I have a picture of me and Allie, and I looked at my Star Trek convention pictures. No. I looked at some auction pictures, and it was just, these pictures that I have. So this is a Klingon bird of prey from Star Trek The Experience. This was an auction, a warehouse auction. Were you there, Allie?
I was, yeah.
Okay,
I was not at the warehouse auction.
No.
I was at Julian's, so.
Okay, this is a different auction. This was this was Star Trek The Experience stuff. You can pull up the next one, Aaron. The next one is the Voyager. So at Star Trek The Experience, they had these ships hung from the ceiling. I wonder where all of these pieces are now. We have
actually the Voyager. I believe it was this Voyager ship. Somebody in Europe bought it, and on one of the Star Trek, I want to say it's Building Star Trek. There's a, I believe it's a documentary called Building Star Trek, and they actually interview the guy who bought it, and how much money he paid for it, and by the time he got it shipped back overseas to England, and I want to say it was somewhere in the neighborhood of like $200,000.
Oh my
That
gosh.
it cost him to restore it and to get it.
Wow.
You know, because he bid on it at the auction, and then
There's
he
an
had
enterprise.
to transport it and all that stuff. So yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing. But he was obsessed. I mean.
Yeah, well, Star Trek is such a great show. We're going to be talking about Section 31 in a minute. Okay, so the next slide is from the Julian's auction. This is a very famous dress worn by Lwaxana Troy, played by Majel Barrett, who was the wife of Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek. And this auction was an auction of the Roddenberry's personal items after they both had passed away. This is me in black satin and my black wig. I had a bad haircut for a while, so I'll wear wigs. But that was a lot of fun. I met Anna Nicole's baby daddy at this thing. It's kind of random. But I had a fun conversation with him. And you had a cool story to tell about that particular auction.
Yeah.
This was 2010 at Planet Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. But before I tell that story, actually, I met a star too. When we were at the end of the auction, everybody that was volunteered and stuff from the club, we all got to go to that special party at the end. And
I don't remember that. Maybe I was probably working.
I think you were working, but I worked like the entire however many days of the auction, and then at the end there was a party, and I could tell there was famous people there. Like, I had no idea who they were because I don't really watch TV, and at the time I didn't really watch movies. But there was this guy in a wheelchair, and everybody was gathered around him. I'm like, who is that? Who is that? Turned out to be Tony Curtis. So, because I didn't even know.
He's buried in Las Vegas.
I know. He's in the cemetery right behind our apartment complex.
Well, I was thinking about being buried at that cemetery because I was like, I live in Las Vegas. Surely there's a cemetery I can be buried in with a famous person.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be famous by the time I die. Maybe a local celebrity. I don't know.
But, yeah, so I had just met our captain. I think he was still captain at the time, Paul Walker. He was captain of the USS Las Vegas.
Now he's
also
the ambassador.
Founder. He is the admiral.
Oh, gosh, sorry. The admiral. How could
so,
I
yeah, I guess we could tell this story now. So I worked, I volunteered my time every day of the auction. I had literally moved to town 2 weeks earlier and been to my first USS Las Vegas meeting.
Yeah.
And it was a great way to meet people. And I put in a lot of hours working because I didn't have a job yet. And so in the end, like one of the last days, he came to me, he's like, well, is there anything you'd really like to see or, like touch or what? I was like, yeah, as a matter of fact. There was an ancient computer. I mean, not ancient, but like Commodore 64 type.
Yeah,
style.
they had like they had Gene Roddenberry's office.
Yeah, Gene Roddenberry's personal computer and whatnot, and it had the keyboard attached and set up and everything. And I was like, oh my god, I would love to touch that keyboard because that's where Gene Roddenberry his fingers were like touch that. It's like that would be amazing. And so Paul it was so cool. He is 6'4" for anybody that doesn't know him, and so the security officer that was in the room guarding over everything, she's shorter than me. She was like about 4'11", and so he carefully positioned himself between me and her and went and distracted her and turned her the other direction and asked her a whole bunch of questions so that I could have my little moment.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I wonder how many Star Trek episodes he wrote on that keyboard.
I can only imagine, but I'm sure he wrote quite a few story plots and stuff at least.
And what a visionary. What a beautiful vision of the future.
My grandfather actually knew him. He went to high school with him and was sort of friends with him. He had lunch with him a few times through the years. And when I...
So what, you're 2 degrees of separation from Gene Roddenberry?
And so when my grandfather, he got sick, they sold his house, and my mother was going through his things, and she found his high school yearbook, and so she gave it to me. And not only was Gene Roddenberry's picture in multiple places in the yearbook, but
gosh.
it had the 50th anniversary reunion, actual guide. And what it had was, because my grandfather had gone to the 50th, and so had Gene Roddenberry, and it actually had the names and phone numbers and addresses of everybody at that reunion, including Gene Roddenberry.
Oh my gosh.
And Gene and Majel. I was just like, oh my God, I would never call the number, but that is so amazing. Like, I had his actual address back in the day.
Oh my gosh.
I was like junior high.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yep.
Right on. He was such a visionary. You know, it was we had Martin Luther King Jr. Day recently, and I saw, a meme or whatever. I guess it's, a picture with a quote talking about how Martin Luther King told Nichelle Nichols, the actress who played Uhura, that I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't know why it keeps going off. Why is it? I put it on Do Not Disturb. I'm gonna put it on airplane mode. Sorry, guys. MLK famously told Nichelle Nichols that, you can't quit Star Trek because you don't have a black role. You have an equal role. And it was really one of the first roles for black actresses playing, a leadership role.
All right.
In something. So she was going to quit Star Trek and focus on something else, but she decided to stay because of her conversation with MLK. So that's always one of my favorite stories. Okay, we have new Trek, y'all. We have new Star Trek. Oh, we have more pictures from the auction. Let's show these pictures and then we'll move on. So this is actually from the Star Trek The Experience warehouse auction. This is a Borg drone. Man, those things were creepy. I was scared of these things. The first time I went through Star Trek The Experience and saw a Borg drone, I screamed. I was terrified of these things. They were so creepy. They're like cybernetic zombies that, like, a zombie, if they touch you, you turn into a zombie. If the Borg touch you, you turn into a drone.
Immediately, too.
Yeah. But it was so creepy. But a very entertaining storyline. Okay, so we have the Empress, Philippa Georgiou, right now. This is Michelle Yeoh. She plays the main character of Section 31. This show is amazing. It is like everything that I love about Star Trek. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, absolutely.
This show is so good, and she's so beautiful. Michelle Yeoh. She was in Wicked. Did you see Wicked?
I have not gotten a chance to watch it yet. It's on my watch list for sure.
I saw it in the movie theater just because, I don't know, there was one day that I was like, I want to go do something. So I went to see Wicked, and her character in the movie can control the weather. So they wanted to make sure her hair matched the weather, so her hair would look like a cloud.
Oh, wow.
Or it would look like waves. And she's just so beautiful. And I meant to look up how old she is. Do you know how old she is?
I believe she's 61, I want to say.
Well, I mean, talk about representation.
She's in amazing shape.
She's definitely over 50.
What's her name?
Michelle Yeoh, Yeoh. Yeoh. She is. I feel like if you don't know who Michelle Yeoh is, I don't even know. Like, I feel like she's all over the place. She's so beautiful. She's an older.
62.
So she's 62, and she's
62.
doing all these stunts on Section 31. That it looks like she's actually doing like choreographed combat stuff I can't do. I'm 49.
She got her start with Jackie Chan, actually.
Oh,
he
that's
is the
interesting.
only one. That was before she came to the States and did James Bond. She got to work with Jackie Chan, and she was into martial arts long before she was ever into movies. So she knew what she was doing, and she was actually almost seriously injured during her first stunt ever. I forget the exact details. She had to jump off a car and land onto another car, and she missed and had to do this roll so that she didn't break her back or whatever.
Yeah.
But she is the only actor, period, that Jackie Chan would let do her own stunts.
Oh,
male
wow.
or female.
Go girl. I may have to have like
you
a
know,
Michelle
she's
Yeoh
amazing.
movie marathon. That's so cool. She is captivating for me.
Absolutely.
I love the way she delivers her lines, especially as Giorgio.
Oh my God.
She is Giorgio. She is a villain. Okay, so if you don't know about Section 31, this is an hour and a half movie on Paramount Plus that was released Friday, January 24th. I actually just watched it this morning because I'm busy all of the time. So Philippa Georgiou in the Mirror Universe is the Empress of the Terran Empire. And we see her in Star Trek Discovery. And she ends up coming to our version of the universe, our, whatever, and staying. And Starfleet has her working for Section 31, which is kind of like, you said, like the CIA is what you compare it to. So they're like undercover operatives. And she's like a mastermind that she's...
It was really funny because in the beginning, there's a tiny little reference to Discovery because they're like, yeah, she was working for Section 31 and then she just vanished off our radar. And now we find her... running the space station. Well, I can tell you where she disappeared to. She disappeared 1,000 years into the future because she went with Discovery to the future at the end of Discovery Season 2.
Oh, good
So
catch.
she spends Season 3 of Discovery in the future, 1,000 years in the future, and she has this really weird disease thing going on in the future, and you're like, what is going... She's like... shifting in and out of time, and it was because her universe, the mirror universe, and our universe were moving farther apart over the years. And so the only way to save her was to send her back through the Guardian, the gateway, the Guardian of Forever. Which
I got the chills. I love it. I gotta go back and watch it.
That was the most amazing scene. So then she came back and wound up on her space station.
Which is a beautiful design.
Oh my God, I love it.
Isn't it a beautiful space station?
The last scene where the space station becomes...
Yeah, it becomes a ship.
It becomes a ship.
Right? Okay. Yeah, and I don't know if... Is that CGI?
Probably.
Oh, the CGI is so beautiful. The artwork is so beautiful. And the costumes are so beautiful.
Oh, I love the costumes.
I love because the movie opens with like a scene of like they're in the restaurant or whatever. And I don't know what it is about that. Maybe because I don't know, because it's like alien stuff, like, but it's normal stuff like restaurant and entertainment. Like it's like Vegas, okay? It's like alien Vegas. And so I always love those types of openings. And it also reminded me of an episode of Star Trek Enterprise where they're like on their very first mission and they go into an alien bar and there's these chicks with like these long lizard tongues like snatching butterflies and they're like, that's the entertainment. They're like body painted. I also enjoy that. Star Wars does that a lot.
When I was watching the intro to the first scene of Section 31, I really got very much like a Free Cloud vibe from Picard. Free Cloud, is like the crazy, it's like the bar, you can get weird drugs there, and food and beverage.
Yeah, I always like those scenes.
The canteen type scenes. Cantina type scenes.
And then, what is the half black and half white species?
Oh, yeah, I'm terrible at
I dressed up like that before. But that was a famous alien from Star Trek, the original series, and they have a character in, not a main character in Section 31, but I noticed it. Yeah, it was cool to see that. And then the Delton, we were talking about the different characters, and they have a Delton who's gorgeous. And the characteristic of the Deltons is that they are bald. This Delton, I guess she had some kind of hormones.
Well, all Deltons have they have an effect on the men.
Yes.
And so, like, literally, the women are required to take vows of chastity, because otherwise all hell would break loose, because the men cannot resist them. So I think she made some mention of, like, the reptile, whatever he was, the chameleoid or whatever.
Oh yeah.
He was like that's like
Quasi.
the one species that's immune to their
their
wiles
hormones.
or whatever. Yeah. Something like that.
Okay, and so a member of Section 31 comes into the space station and wants to meet Giorgio. And he gives her some kind of drink that, like, after she drinks it, she's like, there's like a puff of glitter when she talks.
I actually saw that for sale in the store, I swear. I was at Walmart, or I was somewhere like Home Goods, and they had a drink thing where you drop it, it looks like cotton candy, and you drop it in your drink, and all of a sudden your drink starts sparkling. It's like a sparkle bomb in your drink in the form of, like, cotton candy.
Yeah.
And as soon as you drop it in there, tinkle, 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 the glitter just explodes.
We need to make a cocktail with that and have, like, a featured cocktail. Okay, so we were talking about the characters. We mentioned Quasi, the shapeshifter. And then the super strong human.
Yeah, mech.
And there is a Starfleet officer. And
Lieutenant Garrett, who we know as, we know her future.
Yes.
She becomes Captain Garrett on the Enterprise C, which is like yesterday's Enterprise, right? It's like the most famous Next Gen episode ever.
Nice. So. I've seen every episode, but I don't remember every episode. And sometimes I'm just like, I need to go back and rewatch it because it's been too long. I have made a note. Giorgio isn't scared of anything. She's not.
She's not.
She took over an entire universe in for the Terran Empire. I thought it was really cool. The out of phase. What were those little things she put on that made her out of phase?
The phasing things.
So there at a certain point in the episode, she's fighting, or she's trying to get something from somebody.
She's trying to get the weapon.
Yeah, she's trying to get a weapon away from somebody, and so she puts like a device on the weapon and on her, and then she's out of phase with this universe, right. So nothing can harm her in this universe.
She can go through walls, which is really great, until she gets her foot caught. Her shoe gets stuck in the wall.
I didn't get that.
I think that was because she was in the middle of shifting through the wall, and he did something that, like, turned off her phasing thing. Because the other guy, he had something that would, like, counteract her phasing, so her foot got stuck in the wall, literally.
Wow.
That was good.
Well, this movie is everything that I love about Star Trek. And they reference so much. They reference so many different aliens. They even reference the eugenics.
Yep.
And augments. It is action-packed. The cast is really great. They're all really great actors. It's a very diverse cast. And then a surprise at the end of the movie. I mean, all this is spoilers, but at the end of the movie, Jamie Lee Curtis pops up.
That was great. Especially because she's never even been in Star Trek before. And so that was a kind of a cool cameo.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, it's a just straight-to-TV movie. But that was pretty cool, I thought.
I just saw her in The Last Showgirl. Did you see that?
No, I didn't get to see that yet.
I was so excited about that movie, but I was let down. I'm so happy that Pamela Anderson is back in the spotlight because I just think she's amazing. And I thought it was a beautiful movie, and I thought her characterization was really great. But I just didn't think the movie was that good. Okay, so we also wanted to talk about one of our favorite movies, Star Trek Generations. I have a couple of Star Trek Generations trivia questions.
Awesome.
That we can. Let's see if you can.
I have one trivia question. I can ask you about that.
Who is the helmsman of the Enterprise B?
Damora Sulu.
Ooh, you know everything. Okay, I bet you get all these.
Daughter of Hikaru.
Sulu. What actor who appeared in Generations later played a role on Star Trek Voyager?
Tim Russ.
Okay, girl.
As Tuvok, and it was his actual character because they touched on it in Voyager. He had this flashback one time. He was stuck in this flashback, and it kept going back to his role in Generations.
I think that was contrived. I think that was just like a convenient storyline to throw in there because he was human in Generations and Vulcan in Voyager. He doesn't have pointy ears in Generations.
I didn't even notice that. I was like, oh, there's Tuvok.
What year was Generations released?
1994, November 17th, 1994.
Okay.
I went and saw it opening day.
You did?
It was a Thursday. I was so excited.
Nice. That's the year I graduated from high school. What planet does Captain Kirk die on?
Viridian 3.
Viridian 3. I used to live at an apartment complex called Viridian.
Wow.
And a Star Trek friend of mine, Jessica Knight from Canada, decided to come live in Las Vegas for a year. And she was like, I want to live in your apartment complex. I was like, great. It's called Viridian. So we had a lot of fun with that. So the movie opens up there on the new Enterprise B, and Captain Kirk is retired. And then they have an emergency that they go try and help some people. And what happens is the side of the ship gets blown out and Captain Kirk dies. Okay, so the beginning of the movie, Captain Kirk dies. Then we flash forward 27 years to Captain Picard and his crew in the holodeck where Worf is experiencing his like promotion ceremony. And that's a really famous scene.
Great.
Yeah, because they're on a boat and they're all in like old naval uniforms. And then Worf gets dunked in the water. He's like on a plank and he has to reach for a hat. And he reaches for it and he lands on the plank. But then Riker removes the plank and he falls in the water.
Plank.
Yes.
And Picard, after he falls, Picard's like, number one, that was retract plank, not remove it.
Yeah, and he's all, oh, okay, oh, thanks. And then Data is confused as to why people are laughing. And Beverly Crusher says, oh, you just kind of got to get into the spirit of things. And he pushes her in the water. And Geordi's like, not funny, Data. And so Data has decided, since he cannot figure out the simple art of comedy, humor, or whatever, he decides to use his emotion chip. He's never done it before. And he kind of, it like fuses to his neural network and he kind of can't control it. This movie features the Duras sisters, which is who Jessica and I kind of emulated. We made up our own characters for the Star Trek convention, but everybody thought we were Lursa and B'Etor Duras. And we're like, I guess you don't have to be very exact with your costumes. But the Duras sisters do get, their ship gets destroyed.
Yep.
But they are iconic characters in Star Trek. They also capture Geordi and implant a camera into his visor, and that's very entertaining.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
And yeah,
he must be the only engineer in Starfleet who doesn't go to engineering.
Exactly. Ooh, human females are repulsive. And then Viridian 3, we were talking about the planet. Viridian 3 is actually Valley of Fire.
Sure is.
They shot all those scenes not far from Las Vegas.
No, it's about an hour. I'm terrible with directions. Like an hour north of Las Vegas.
Okay.
Northeast.
Yeah, it's not far. But it's a long hike. You said you did it recently.
We did a couple years ago. I managed to get a group of people together and we went out there and it was so much fun because nobody had been out there in quite a while, and I put this thing together in May of 2021. And everybody, after the lockdown and everything, everyone was like so ready to get into the sunshine and just get some fresh air and all that and stuff. And so I arranged it through online, through Facebook, and through different people. We actually had people from, I want to say, 4 different fan clubs here in the Valley that attended. Not only is like one person was from this fan club, they brought their whole family. Another person was from this fan club, they brought their whole family. These are people I had like barely ever met because they never come to things, but they all came. And so we had like 3 complete families there, a bunch of people from 3, 4 different ships. And we actually went out there. I didn't know the exact route to get there the best way. And so I let our chief medical officer, Carol Jean, I let her be our chief navigator for the mission, because she had been out there on the Trek Geeks tour with Larry Nemechek.
Oh, wow.
That he does. And so we let her guide the way. We took the roundabout scenic route. So we hiked about 2 miles and through these up and down through this really steep like hills and whatever. And then we got to the bridge, because it's not where it was. They've moved it down into an area where everybody can access it.
So what we're talking about is in the movie they left like a bridge, a metal bridge that was used in the scene. They left it behind. Right, they left it behind, and then they just assumed that Valley of Fire was going to use it for scrap metal or something. Just pay for it was kind of like a donation of scrap metal. But Valley of Fire actually moved the bridge to a place that would be a lot more accessible and where nobody would get hurt using it. And so once we hiked all the way down there, everybody took their little uniforms out of their pack. Aww. And we did a really cool TOS photo shoot. Very cool.
Yeah. It would have been too hot to hike in the uniforms.
Is it sandy? I know it's rocky, but in between the rocks, is it sandy?
It's not too sandy, actually. Okay. Where it was sandy, the sandstone and stuff was up where they actually shot it on this giant hillside is actually off limits because it's too steep.
Yeah.
I might
go do that next weekend.
One of our members actually did climb it.
Yeah.
He has no fear.
You have to pay for a parking pass or whatever?
You have to pay an entrance fee. I think everybody just kind of like
that's cool.
Joined their...
I haven't been hiking in a while, and my friend I referenced that from Canada, Jessica, she's going to be in town.
Oh, nice.
So I thought that might be a fun little thing for us to do. We're always trying to stay in shape.
I have not to change the subject, but I do have a trivia question for you that's directly related to...
okay, lay it on me.
All right. In Star Trek Generations, the whole way Soren convinces Picard to let him go back to the station and start on this wonderful adventure is Picard is reluctant. He doesn't want anything to do with him, and he said somebody once said that time is the fire in which we burn.
Time is the fire in which we burn.
So my question to you was, who was the someone who actually said that? Was it A, Shakespeare, B, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz,
Girl.
3, Delmore Schwartz, or 4, Dylan Thomas?
No idea. I have no idea.
I
almost Googled that today.
You got a 1 in 4 chance.
Okay, the one that you had trouble saying. I'm going to go with that one.
Nope. It was actually an American poet named Delmore Schwartz, and he wrote it in like 1937.
Wow.
The year after Shatner was born.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, well, we are out of time. I did want to acknowledge we lost a member of the Star Trek Las Vegas family. Joanna Heckman passed away this week. We don't really know the details, but she was very supportive of me. She would show up randomly at birthdays or events, and she was just always so sweet and wonderful. And so I certainly wanted to recognize her. She worked at Star Trek The Experience, and she was just a beautiful soul. So, rest in peace, my friend. All right, check us out on YouTube, Star Trekin' in Vegas. You can follow me on social media. I am at Goldie Vegas on pretty much everything. See y'all next month on February 24th. Thank you, Allie, for being here.
Thank you.
Live long and prosper.